Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us study some of the characteristic features of gymnosperms. Yes, children, in our last video, we studied regarding some characteristic features of gymnosperms. So there we understood the vegetative characters like what is the type of stem and what type of root and what type of leaf is present in the gymnosperms. And also we understood the modifications in all the vegetative parts. So next part here is uh, the reproductive structure. Gymnospermic plants are directly going to produce spores. So because of the spore formation, the main plant in the gymnosperms are named as sporophytic plant. So how this plant forms spores? What is the structure is there in the gymnosperms in order to form spores? Because in the pteridophytes we have seen sporangias are the structure, they are meant for the formation of spores. But here there are some specialized structures are present in the gymnosperms in order to produce these reproductive propagules. Understood? So, within those specialized structure, gymnosperm produces two different types of spores. So, one of the spore produced here is named as microspore and another spore produced here known as megaspore. So, because the plant produces two different types of spores during the time of reproduction, gymnosperms are named as heterosporous plant. Understood, right? So heterosporous plant is nothing but it produces two different types of spores. So some of the smaller spores are named as microspores and the larger spores produced are named as megaspores. So two different types of spores will be produced in the gymnosperms. And where actually the microspores and megaspores will be produced. So these two spores are produced within the sporangia. Clear? So in order to produce the spores, the plant consists of a specialized structure that is known as sporangia. So where the sporangia is present in the gymnosperms? Because till now we have discussed all the vegetative parts, leaf, stem and root. There we didn't see the sporangia. Is it not? So these structures are born on born on a modified leaf called as sporophylls. Understood? So these are the terminologies you should remind always. So sporophylls are the modified leaves. So these modified leaves forms sporangia. Understood? And the sporophylls are arranged spirally along an axis to form a compact structure called as cones. Clear, right? So cones are the special structures. So these cones are the reproductive structures of gymnosperms. So because of the formation of cones, all the gymnosperms are named as conifers. Clear? Conifers are the common name of gymnosperm because they produces cones as a reproductive structure. So how the structure of cones looks like? So you can see the diagram of cone in the second picture what I have displayed here on the screen. So this is actually cone. So cone made out of that means it is made out of two basic part. One is the central axis. A stalk-like structure will be present. So that central axis consists of spirally arranged leaves. So those spirally arranged leaves are nothing but modified leaves. Those are named as sporophylls. You can clearly observe in the diagram. Clear? So what are appearing from the outside in the cone, those are nothing but modified sporophyll. So those sporophylls encloses sporangia. So this is actually the structure formed during the time of reproduction. So within the cone, the spore formation takes place. Clear? So microspore formation takes place in one cone and macrospore formation and megaspore formation takes place in the another cone. Clear, right? So let us see the two types of cones in gymnosperms. So there are two types of cones we can see here. So the first this thing diagram what I have displayed here is the male cone in the pinus plant, and the second diagram is the female cone of the cycas plant. So male and female cones are the two types of cones can be seen in gymnosperm. So why it is called as a male cone? So male cone is formed by a specialized leaves, that means modified leaf. Those leaves are called as microsporophylls. Clear? So understand the structure of male cone. So male cone is formed by a specialized leaf, modified leaf. That name is microsporophyll. So these microsporophylls are spirally arranged along an axis to form a compact structure. That structure is named as male cone. So you can observe in the first diagram. So what are the leaf-like structure you can see in the cone? In the cone, so those are nothing but microsporophylls. Understood? So these microsporophylls are actually arranged along an axis to form a male cone structure. And the another cone is female cone. So female cone is made out of a modified leaf, and that leaf is named as megasporophyll. Understood, right? So female cone is formed by what? Megasporophyll. So these megasporophylls are spirally arranged along an axis to form a compact female cone. Clear? So only one difference we have in the formation of cones. So male cone is made out of microsporophyll and female cone is made out of megasporophyll. So both the cones in some members of gymnosperms present within the same plant. That means same plant produces both cones in some members of gymnosperms. But some gymnospermic plant consist of two separate plants in order to produce these two cones. That means one plant produces male cone and another plant produces female cone. Understood, children? So based on the presence or absence of a number of cones in the plant, the plantlets are divided into two different types. So some of the plants are monoecious plants. So what do you mean by monoecious plant? So a single plant produces both the cones. That means male cone as well as female cone produces within the same plant. So such a plants are called as monoecious. Mono means what? Single. Single plant consists of both the cones. So the best example of monoecious plant is pinus plant. So the first plant what we are seeing here on the screen, that is the pinus plant. So in the pinus plant, the same plant produces both the cones, male as well as female cone, but they are not producers on the same branch. So different branch produces these two kinds of cones. Understood? And some of the plants are dioecious plants. Di means how much? Two. Clear? So dioecious plants consist of two different plants in order to produce two cones. That means male plant is separate, female plant is separate. Understood now? Yes. So male plant produces male cone, female plant produces female cone. So here the sexes are completely separate. So male plant is separate and female plant is separate. Such a plants are named as dioecious plant. Children, it is very easy to remember. So dioecious, di means how much? Two. So if 2 comes in the terminology, so you have to remember that sexes are separate. That means male plant is separate, female plant is separate. So the best example of dioecious plant in the gymnosperm is cycas plant. Understood? So this is regarding the cone formation. So male cone is formed by what? Microsporophyll. Female cone is formed by what? Megasporophyll. Sporophylls is nothing but modified leaf. So why the leaves are modified? In order to produce spores. Clear, right? So male cone and female cone, they are present, they are produced within the same plant in some members. So those plants are called as monoecious plant, and in some plant Male plant is separate, female plant is separate. Such a plants are named as dioecious plant. Clear? Yes. Let us now understand the structure as well as the function of male cone. So the function of male cone is the formation of microspores. So microspore formation takes place within male cone. So male cone, we have seen that the cone is made out of specialized modified leaves. Those leaves are called as microsporophylls. So these microsporophylls are spirally arranged along an axis and they enclose us a sporangia named as microsporangia. So you can observe the structure of microsporophyll and the microsporangia in this diagram. So this is actually longitudinal section of male cone where we can see the microsporophyll that is labeled here. So those leaf-like structures, modified leaf-like structures are called as microsporophyll. But you don't get confused. Microsporophylls are not green in color. So they are woody in texture as well as their appearance. So if you see the one microsporophyll structure at the base of the microsporophyll, we can see the sporangia. So that sporangia is nothing but microsporangia. That is also very clear in this diagram. Clear? So many leaves are there. They are spirally arranged along an axis. So each leaf, each microsporophyll consists of microsporangia at the base. Clear? So you carefully observe the microsporangia position. So these structures are the microsporangia. So what is there in the microsporangia? So microsporangia consists of diploid cells. So many diploid cells will be present within the microsporangia. So those diploid cells are named as microspore mother cell. Clear? So the diploid cells are present within the microsporangia. They are called as microspore mother cell. So you can see in the schematic representation in the second diagram. So the first single cell, what is there in the diagram? So that is nothing but microspore mother cell that is labeled. You can observe here the single cell, single diploid cell that is there in the base of this schematic, second schematic. So that cell is named as microspore mother cell. So this microspore mother cell, because there's a diploid, undergo meiotic division. That means it undergoes reductional division. So as a result of that, it produces 4 haploid cells. Understood, right? 4 haploid cells will be produced. So in the next step you can observe. So 3 cells are appearing from one face and remaining one is facing towards the another face. Clear? So totally how many cells will be produced? 4 haploid cells will be produced. Those 4 haploid cells are nothing but microspores. So you have to understand each and every step here. Understood? Yes. So microsporangia consists of microspore mother cell. So that microspore mother cell undergo meiosis, that means reductional division, and form 4 microspores. So all the microspores are haploid cells. What is the next step? So these microspores develops into male gametophyte. Understood, right? So all the 4 microspores what are produced, they are developed into a male gametophyte. You can observe winged structure in the next step of this schematic. So those winged structures are nothing but male gametophyte. So these are actually matured male gametophyte. So these matured male gametophyte are named as pollen grains. So they are highly reduced. They are confined to only limited number of cells. So these highly reduced cells, they are named as pollen grains. Understood, right? So two names we are going to call for this reduced structure. One of the name is male gametophyte and the another name is pollen grain. So don't get confused. Male gametophyte as well as the pollen grain, two terminologies we are using for the same structure. Understood. So these pollen grains carry male gamete. So where we have male gamete? So male gamete present within the male gametophyte or pollen grain. So because pollen grains are carrying the male gametes, they are named as male gametophyte. So this is a very simple process takes place in the microsporangia in order to form microspores or pollen grains. Understood, right? Clear? Yes. So this is actually taking place within the male cone because the male cone is meant for the formation of microspores. Clear? So I'll repeat it once again. So male cone consists of microsporophyll. Microsporophyll bears microsporangia. So within the microsporangia, microspore mother cell is present. So this cell undergo meiotic division and forms four microspores. And all the four microspores are haploid and they are highly reduced and they are confined to only limited number of cells. And these reduced haploid cells are considered to be a male gametophyte and in the future they develops into pollen grains. That means after maturation the microspores will develops into pollen grains. So why the pollen grains are called as male gametophyte? Because they are carrying male gamete. So pollen grains are the structures they are carrying male gamete. They are also named as male gametophyte. Understood, children? So today in today class we understood the types of cones and how the microspore formation takes place within the male cone. Clear? So please remember all these terminologies in the today's concept. So we come across with microsporangia, microsporophyll, microspore mother cell and microspores. So these are the few important terminologies you should remember when you come across with the structure of male cone. Clear? Yes. Thank you.